Hi there, I'm Roux. Welcome to my video and welcome to yet another embarrassing story of mine. Hashtag true story. Hashtag TMI. I actually posted something else today. I had made a whole video of myself reacting to a very funny video by TLC, but of course, so many copyright claims because even if you're reacting to something and it's fair use, yeah, maybe it's gonna go through, maybe you'll get to see it, I don't know. If they actually come to the conclusion that it was fair use, then yes. But for now, I hope you enjoy my embarrassing poop story. The story of the first time I met my boyfriend's parents. They live in Iceland, we live in Norway, we traveled a fair bit to go there, and I met them, it was going great, they're wonderful people, and then one day, when we were visiting there, I had to poop. I feel like most of my embarrassing moments in life are just bathroom related. We were sitting in the living room, we were hanging out with his mom, I think his dad too, and we were, just chatting, maybe watching TV, I don't remember, and I was just like, oh, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, it's like a bathroom that's close by the living room, and I do my thing. Prequel to the bathroom, I had been eating a lot of licorice because in Iceland, they love their licorice. I also love licorice, so I was eating a lot of it. And I was pairing it with wine because we were having a good time. It was the summer, we were on vacation. Colossal mistake. Wine and licorice is a bad mix. It will give you the shits. It's telling you right now. And that's what I had. Another thing about me is I'm a germaphobe and I use way too much toilet paper for my own good, so I wipe vigorously and I use way too much toilet paper. I was, scaling it down though because I was visiting someone else. I always be like, I can't use too much toilet paper if it's not my toilet paper. I know for a fact that my quantity of use of toilet paper is unacceptable, so whenever I visit someone else, I keep it to a minimum. But even then, it was more toilet paper than, it should be for a person. I don't know, something. But anyways, I finished my business and I flushed the toilet. Every time I flush, I close the lid because, ew, that shit is gonna go into the air and I don't want to inhale some poopy air, bathroom toilet air, no. But every time I finish, after flushing, I always open the lid to check, to see if it went down. Because that is a frequent problem for me because I use too much toilet paper, sometimes it gets clogged. But as I said, I had been very careful not to use an excessive amount this time. However, it had made no difference and their toilet was clogged. I immediately start searching the tiny room for a toilet brush because if anyone's ever been in my situation just there, you know that if you've clogged someone else's toilet, if they have a toilet brush right next to the toilet, that guy is your best friend just now, to shove that shit down and force the toilet to swallow it. There was no toilet brush to be seen. None. And I was just like, what kind of psychopaths don't have toilet brushes next to the toilet? They're not psychopaths, by the way. They're wonderful people. But that was what was going through my mind. I was like, what kind of lunatics don't have a toilet brush next to their toilet? What if someone clogs the toilet? Maybe that's just because me. I clog the toilet way too much. So I excessively think about how there should always be a toilet brush next to the toilet. Or a plunger. Plungers are even better. But yeah, I kept trying to fix it, but to no avail. It was not working. I had to accept defeat and I had to admit to myself that I was going to have to ask someone for where the toilet brush was. I decided to ask my boyfriend because I don't want them to not like me. I don't want to be that weird guest who clogs people's toilets and wants to defile their toilet brushes. But yeah, awkward moment. I walk into the living room and I'm just like, babe, can I talk to you? That's always awkward, when you walk into a group setting and you're just like, can I have a private conversation with one of you? Everyone knows that there's something wrong just then. Everyone knows something's up. And I just came from the bathroom, so I feel like it was, I don't know, obvious. But yeah, I get my boyfriend into the hallway and I'm just like, I clogged the toilet. Where's the toilet brush? And that's when he tells me there are none. What? what kind of serial killers don't have toilet brushes? They're not serial killers. They're wonderful people. I'm just saying, in my head, I had just clogged their toilet. I'm just like, what kind of insanity is this? Who doesn't have toilet brushes? And I think I told him as much, and he was just like, I don't know. I guess we do. They probably do. And I'm like, yes, but then where is it? And he's just like, I don't know. I don't live here anymore. Like, I don't know where it is. I'm going to have to ask my mom or my dad. And I'm like, no. And he's like, but I don't know though. I don't know where it is. And I'm like, please don't involve them in this. They just met me. They're going to think badly of me, please. But in the end, I had to let him go ask his dad. His dad didn't know where it was either or something. And his dad comes and he, when my boyfriend tells him what the problem is, that I had clogged the toilet, his dad is a very practical person. He immediately goes to inspect the damage. AKA inspect the toilet bowl that I had clogged with my poo-poo. Since, after I do my business, I always, wipe excessively, even though I had used less this time, because I was a guest. It's a thing that I make sure to do, use less when I visit someone. It was still, covered up to the extent that, you couldn't see the poo. And his dad was just like, so what did you put in there? And I was just like paper, and he's like, what else? And I'm like, poop? It's just poop. I didn't put anything extraordinary in there. It was just poop. I was just dying internally. If there was a hole, I would want it to swallow me whole, because I wanted to just know. Just in that moment, as his father is inspecting the toilet bowl that I have clogged, his brother comes into the front door with his girlfriend and his 2 kids. And since we're standing in the hallway, and the toilet is, the bathroom is right next to the entry door, everyone is naturally curious as to what the fuck are we doing there. So now his brother and his entire family are peeking their heads in to inspect the toilet bowl. I'm just dying. I'm just like social suicide at this point. I was just like, no, this isn't happening, please. It was just like my brain couldn't cope. Like, this was just like the amount of bad luck and like just circumstances that would have had to come together for them to walk in at that precise moment. It was just too much for my brain to comprehend. And then, they're like, what's going on? And my boyfriend's dad is just like, yeah, she clogged the toilet. Everyone turns around and looks at me. Like, they're not malicious or anything. They're wonderful people. But I then being like Googled by 6 people because I clogged the toilet, it was just too much. I was so mortified. After a while, everyone's just like, okay. And then his dad, goes about fixing it. I was so mortified. I was like, no, I don't want anyone else to fix this. Why don't you people have a toilet brush? Anyways, I go and hide out with my boyfriend in our room. My boyfriend's mother suddenly walks up to my boyfriend, comes to the room, and she's just like, oh, I have to ask you something. They talk in Icelandic, and then my boyfriend turns around and goes, my mom just wanted to make sure that you hadn't thrown away a pad or a tampon in there because, maybe that's what you do in Norway, but just so you know, Icelandic plumbing can't handle that. And I was just like, no, it's just my ginormous poop. They're wonderful people. They didn't mean anything by this, but I was just I was dying internally. Now I'm the girl who clogged their toilet with such a huge poop that they're wondering if I threw a dead body down there or something. But yeah, turns out that the flushing mechanism wasn't really working properly, water pressure wise, so that's why that it didn't work, and it wasn't actually my fault. But yeah, we didn't discover that until later, and while we were still in the unknown, I was just dying, and I was just hiding out in the room and covering my face. At the time, we weren't alone in the room. My boyfriend was playing a game on his computer, and his nephews were chilling and watching him play. They think he's so cool because he's their uncle. And, I was just lying there, covering my face, oh my God, I'm just dying of mortification. And his nephews were just like, is she okay? It's like she's lying there covering her face. Is this normal behavior for her? It's like, is she all good? Yeah. It was, horrible. I mean, it's hilarious now. At the time, just like with the pee story, if you haven't seen that, I do recommend. It's when I just started dating my boyfriend, I accidentally peed all over his floor and then I was too afraid to tell him about it. Do recommend checking that out. I'm gonna link the video right here. But yeah, it's one of those stories, just like with the pee story, where it's just like, you don't want to tell a living soul about it and you just want it to just be wiped out of the memory of everyone who's ever lived. And then in hindsight, it's like, okay, it's kind of hilarious, you know? And if you can't laugh at yourself, then, you know, what's the point? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that and that you had a good laugh at my expense and that, you know, I cheered you up and that you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, Katbra, Madalena Wurska, Cami, Ellie, and Very Floppy. If anyone's interested in becoming my patron, there's a link below. But no matter what, please come back. Every view counts, and you're awesome. Okay, love you. Bye!